Donald Trump was reportedly embarrassed. Vice President Mike Pence decided to bring his pets to Washington and deems the Pence family to be yokels. An advisor to President Trump told The Atlantic the U.S. president informed his secretary he thought it was low class for the Pences to bring their pets to the Naval Observatory, the official residence of the U.S. vice president. He was embarrassed by it. He thought it was so low class. He thinks the Pences are yokels, the longtime advisor said. The Pence family had 2 cats, a rabbit named Marlin Bundo and a snake, but after one of the cats died in June they decided to adopt a new puppy and kitten. Thanks to it, US Air Force for a great flight to Washington, D.C. with Karen, Charlotte, Oreo, Pickle and our rabbit, Marlin Bundo. Pic.twitter.com/IC90, Mike Pence at Mike_Pence January 9, 2017. According to the publication, President Trump established a view of Mr. Pence as prudish, stiff, and embarrassingly poor according to one longtime associate before choosing him as his running mate. The billionaire property magnate, whose net worth is estimated to be $3.1 billion by Forbes, has broken presidential tradition by choosing not to have a pet in the White House. The tradition of keeping pets in Washington can be traced back to Thomas Jefferson, who kept a mockingbird and a couple of bear cubs during his tenure. While Mr. Pence's wealth is far below that of President Trump, he is by no means a yokel, a derogatory term which refers to uneducated and unsophisticated people from the countryside. In their most recent tax return, Mr. Pence and his wife Karen reported $113,026 in adjusted gross income, which almost totally came from his salary as Indiana governor, according to the Wall Street Journal. During a decade of tax returns, Mr. Pence's income did not top $200,000 annually. The Pence's rabbit, called Marlin Bundo, known by his moniker of Botus, morphed into an Instagram star after making the move to Washington and has accompanied the vice president on some official appearances. The rabbit will be featured in a children's book penned by Mr. Pence's wife and his daughter Charlotte. Mr. Pence, who endorsed Ted Cruz during the Indiana Republican presidential primary, has been in office for 16 years. He was first a member of Congress and then from 2013 he was Indiana's governor. President Trump has reportedly mocked Mr. Pence, an evangelical Christian who was an early supporter of the Tea Party movement, throughout his presidency for his far-right views on abortion and LGBT rights. Mr. Trump once said that Mr. Pence wants to hang all gay people, The New Yorker reported back in October. Mr. Pence, who was said to have been the favored candidate of the billionaire Koch brothers, has been described as the critical link between the U.S. president and the billionaire donors in the Republican Party. The politician, who has close links with the Republican Party establishment, was deemed to be a safe pair of hands when he was appointed last year. A former campaign aide told the publication Mr. Pence's wife, Karen, thinks President Trump is totally vile. Ms. Pence is said to have revealed her true feelings about Mr. Trump just after the Access Hollywood tape was released. The video, released 1 month before Election Day, showed Mr. Trump boasting about assaulting women before an appearance on the NBC TV show. According to The Atlantic, both Mr. and Ms. Pence were appalled by the video. A former campaign aide told the magazine Ms. Pence, in particular, I was disgusted by the tape. She finds him reprehensible, just totally vile, the aide said. More about Donald Trump. Mike Pence reuse content.